sick in head. Backlash aroused as EU's former negotiator denies Brexit gain and calls for rejoining. Michel Barnier has been told he has only himself to blame after the EU's former chief negotiator yet again bemoaned Britain's decision to quit the bloc. Speaking a year on from the trade agreement he helped negotiate, Mr. Barnier, whose French presidential candidacy fizzled out earlier this year, claimed Brexit remains a lose-lose situation for both the UK and the European Union. However, former Brexit Party MEP Ben Habib said rather than complaining about the outcome, the Frenchman should ask himself why the UK felt the need to leave in the first place, as well as the attitudes of bureaucrats ever since, which he said had fueled tensions still further. He said, "I am half in agreement with Barnier. Brexit is indeed a lose situation for the EU. It lost its biggest captive client. It lost £12 billion per annum net. It lost the most powerful military force in Europe. It lost from its inexorable march towards an anti-democratic superstate, the mother of modern democracy." However, he added, "Yet things needn't have been this way. If the EU had not set out to punish the UK for its democratic right to leave, we might now have a sensible trading relationship. Instead it sought to annex Northern Ireland and through that conduit subdue us." Turning his attention to the deals which Mr. Barnier was involved in thrashing out, Mr. Habib said, "The withdrawal and trade and cooperation agreements are awful. Signed by a politically weak British government with no idea of how to exploit Brexit. But over time we will ditch these wretched impediments. Brexit is a process and we are on our way. The EU on the other hand will implode under the weight of its relentless desire to subjugate its member states. Yes, Europe lost out big time and Barnier is significantly to blame." Mr. Barnier led the EU side in the talks which resulted in the trade and cooperation agreement. The Christmas Eve 2020 deal put in place the arrangements for continued trade with the UK outside the single market and customs union. Mr. Barnier said, "1 year later, Brexit remains a lose-lose decision. Yet I remember a great negotiating team and our daily work for the unity of the 27. The European project deserves to be defended and reformed with the same unity and the same energy." The EU's former Brexit negotiator Michel Barnier has said that Brexit has been a lose-lose event. His comment comes a year on from the trade agreement he helped strike, after years of complicated fraught negotiations between the EU and UK. The UK's fiscal watchdog said earlier this year that the impact of Brexit on the UK economy will be worse in the long run than the COVID-19 pandemic, with Brexit expected to impact the UK's GDP by 4% and the pandemic by 3%, according to current forecasts. Meanwhile, trade between Northern Ireland and Ireland has increased in both directions as trade from Great Britain to Northern Ireland is stifled compared to before due to new post-Brexit trade rules contained in the protocol. Barnier said today, 1 year later, Brexit remains a lose-lose decision. Last year's Christmas Eve deal put in place the arrangements for continued trade between the EU and the UK outside the single market and customs union. The deal also secured details of the protocol for Northern Ireland, a special trading relationship that keeps Northern Ireland within the single market but aligned to the EU's custom rules, which has caused some disruption to trade in practice. Talks on how to resolve this disruption have been ongoing. The UK has appointed a new lead negotiator, Liz Truss, to steer talks on the protocol with the EU's Maros Sefcovic, after the intractable civil servant turned politician David Frost resigned as a minister over COVID regulations. Talks on the protocol and the oversight of the European Court of Justice is to continue in the new year. Barnier said today that the European project deserves to be defended and reformed, adding that it needed the same unity and energy as the Brexit trade talks were given.